Robin?
Yes?
What's happening?
Okay, first of all, let's just wrap up our Grammy coverage before we get into anything else.
Good, I would like
so
that.
So far away.
I was hoping you'd wrap that up.
We never really got to talk about Bono making that slip and saying the F word that got CBS in all kinds of trouble. They still say they're committed to live programming. They'll just take greater precautions.
Yeah.
Before, they have a live telecast, and they'll be able now to catch these words that come at them by surprise.
What do they think is going to happen to people if they hear the F word? Are we an idiotic nation? Listen to this uproar.
So here is Bono making the fateful comment that got CBS in all that trouble.
Now, this is his acceptance speech.
Yes, he had won an award for Zooropa.
Zooropa.
Yeah, alternative.
He's cool.
I want to see the Smashing Pumpkins in the stadiums anyway.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. I have no clue what he's talking about. I hope you would be able to tell me.
It sounds like he's saying, like...
Yeah, I'm alternative, all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I don't know if he wanted this award. He won the Alternative Music Award.
Does he have that cigarillo in his mouth?
Yes, that's why, it's sort of like he's not quite clear.
Yeah, man, I got a cigarillo. Hey, I'm smoking a cigarillo, a mini cigar.
Mini cigar.
A cigar that looks like a cigarette. What's that all about? Like, why? If you want to smoke a cigar...
Smoke a cigar.
So you get a big cigar. Where would you get a cigar that looks like a cigarette? What is that? A cigarillo. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Forget what he's saying. The cigarillo.
You're confused about everything.
Yeah, the cigarillo threw me. Cigarillo.
Yeah, since we started out the college music chart and the alternative music chart's always been the most important chart for us. And from 1980 to about now, I think we've done okay in those charts. What else?
Appropriate that he introduced Frank Sinatra because both of them need speech coaches.
Yeah, they just lost. He should have been cut off.
Can you imagine when Bono met Frank Sinatra? It must have been like, yeah, baby chickie, what? Do you love me? I love you back.
I think I'd like to give a message to the young people of America.
Now, this is the part I want you to explain to me, okay? This is a message to the young people.
That would be me.
Went right over my head.
Jackie, you're not included in the young people reference. Sorry.
Anyway.
All right, listen in, pal.
Maybe you'll understand.
Hey, you're entitled. Jackie can't possibly understand because he's not young.
We shall continue to abuse our position and up the mainstream. God bless you.
We shall continue to
abuse our position and F up the mainstream. Now, who's he talking about?
I'm sorry. I swear to God I zoned out. I'm not even sure I know that that's a sentence. Maybe I'm not young anymore. Maybe that's a message to young people. We shall continue to... Say it again. We shall continue to abuse our position and F up the mainstream. I think that's like, hey, we have to be rebels. I don't know. It just sounds very rebellious. Of course, with that cigarillo. There's a guy wearing, like, $3,000 leather pants.
Yeah.
With these Versace glasses.
Jacket and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's probably illegally parked. That's probably what he means by rebelling. Illegally parking his limo in the street. F everyone, man. We double park, dude. So should you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I thought he was making some kind of a political statement against the government of the Western world.
What young people do you know care about that?
I don't know. I don't know. I was totally baffled.
Crowd likes it, though. They're all for it.
He's leaving. Good.
Yeah.
We don't understand what he's saying.
He's talking to a bunch of people who nominated Billy Joel as Best New Artist of the Year.
So then Bono made a return appearance to introduce legend Frank Sinatra.
And we'll listen to that when we come back.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Gary Shandling really was a good host of those Grammy Awards. Mm-hmm. What was the line Gary said that Gary Shandling said that was real funny?
The Snoop Doggy Dogg line. He says, I like Snoop Doggy Dogg. I love to listen to that song when I'm trying to seduce my bitches.
Yeah. But you didn't deliver it like Gary Shandling.
No.
What's to say? I really like that, who was it, Snoop Doggy Dogg? Yeah, whenever I'm trying to seduce my bitches, we listen, you know, well, whatever his dopey delivery is, but he's good.
Yeah, he ended with bitches.
Right, yeah. I screwed it up, too.
You know,
what is it?
You know what else he said that I thought was sort of risque?
You have an amazing ability, seriously, this is a compliment, to remember
I know
what comedians say.
I know.
What everybody says. If he watches a movie, he remembers all the dialogue.
Yeah, it's an idiot savant.
That's not what it is.
But seriously, I mean, you could quote whole chunks of dialogue from The Godfather, couldn't you?
All kinds of movies.
Yeah.
And the Seinfeld show, he can quote you.
Go on, give me your favorite new Seinfeld moment from this season. You got one?
I gotta think. No, I don't. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, what about a Seinfeld moment of all time?
Oh,
you're cracking under pressure.
I'm cracking under pressure.
That's right, just threw you a compliment.
I know.
Really?
But he really can do it.
He does.
Well, I can give you a line from the Grammys.
Yeah, what was that?
He said, everybody's in the audience, so, there's this one. He goes, oh, there's K.D. Lang. She was supposed to sit next to Meatloaf, but she doesn't like any meat of any kind.
No, but she won't even sit next to me.
She won't even sit next to me. And I thought it was pretty,
That's pretty good.
Pretty harsh to Katie.
He was real good on Letterman, too.
I thought something was interesting about the coverage of the Grammys on Entertainment Tonight. Now, K.D. Lang was there with her girlfriend. But when you see, if somebody's coming out of a limo right there at the front
they cut
door,
it off.
You see them come out, you see their wives.
Yeah.
When K.D. Lang came out, you didn't see anybody else get out of that car but her.
Now, why are they so uptight about that?
I don't know.
I mean, they're just getting out of a limo together. Who is K.D. Lang's girlfriend?
The girl who used to go with Madonna and who Sandra Bernhard lost.
Man, I'd like to see her.
Ingrid, whatever her name is.
Not Ingrid Chavez.
Whatever her name is. Yeah, Ingrid something or other.
I don't know about her last name. She's an Ingrid, though.
She must be good looking to get all those women.
Yeah. She can move up to guys now. But you're amazing how you remember all this dialogue. And yet you forget to brush your teeth every night.
Never forget.
All right. What did K.D. Lang win? Best homo song? Best gay theme song.
Chatelaine was the song.
How's that song go to this?
I don't know.
Are you talking about Constant Craving?
It goes, Constant Cravings. And that's the only part I know because that's all they play on the Grammys. It's like, I will always love you. Meanwhile, wasn't that song released like 5 years ago?
That song is 20-something years old.
Right, but I'm saying the Whitney Houston version.
It's this year's award.
It goes from September of 92 to September of 93.
Hasn't she been winning awards for that song for like the last 3 years?
No.
I don't know.
I was sort of bummed out, like, it's supposed to be like a young, it's rock and roll, and they keep giving awards to Whitney Houston and David Foster.
Well, that's why...
And Aladdin won like 8 awards.
Well, that's why the Grammys suck. That's why their ratings went down. They don't understand. I mean, I used to complain as a kid. I thought they were going to have the Stones and the Animals, and they were giving away Broadway show tunes.
Album of the year was The Bodyguard. Song of the year was A Whole New World.
Right.
And record of the year was I Will Always Love You.
And Billy Joel and Sting were like the wild.
I was happy to see Billy Joel and Sting after all of that.
I know. I don't understand where they're at. They wonder why their ratings go down.
They'll never get it. Apparently, you can't teach the Grammys anything. The American Music Awards come on every year and show them what they're doing wrong.
Yeah. Robin's very upset about all this.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know this is a big issue with you. That's why I take it up.
No, it's a big issue with you. So let's go on.
All right, go ahead.
We did find a little something happening there. Here is Bono. This is a speech he wrote flying in on the plane.
For Frank Sinatra?
For Frank Sinatra. So this was his own composition.
Little did he know Frank would get out there and make a total jackass out of himself.
Well, I don't know who was the bigger one. You listen to
All right, let's see.
Right. Frank never did like rock and roll. And he's not crazy about guys wearing earrings either. But he doesn't hold it against me in any way. The feeling is not mutual. Rock and roll people love Frank Sinatra because Frank Sinatra has got what we want. Swagger and attitude. He's big on attitude. Serious attitude. Bad attitude. Frank's the chairman of the bad. There he is. Rock and roll plays at being tough, but this guy, well, he's the boss. The boss of bosses. The man. The big bang of pop. I'm not going to mess with him. Are you? Who's this guy that every city in America wants to claim as their own? This painter who lives in the desert.
This painterer? Painterer? He's a weird guy, Bono. I don't think I dig him.
I don't either.
I know I don't dig his stuff. I mean, his music. Is he high or something? Is he loaded? Is the whole world drunk?
Or maybe you have to be drunk to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what it is? Like, he's trying too hard to be cool, and he's too self-conscious, and he's like,
he's got what we want.
He's got the cigarillo. Did he have the cigarillo for this?
Yeah, he's standing there with the cigarillo. He's tossing that around, too.
The cigarillo. You know, bad enough you got to make a speech in front of millions of people. You know, I got my cigarillo. And that's supposed to say, like, hey, man, this is a casual evening. I don't care. Cigarillo. That's supposed to be rebellious.
You may have dressed up to be here, but I didn't.
You know what's rebellious? Guys who put tattoos on their face. That's rebellious. Okay, not smoking a cigarillo.
Or just not showing up for events like that.
Right.
You know, I'm too cool for that.
That's rebellious.
Not coming there.
You're not coming there and smoking a cigarillo. If you're there, get into the spirit of the damn thing and take the friggin' cigarillo out of your mouth. You stupid nitwit. God.
This first-rate, first-take actor, this singer who makes other men poets, boxing clever with every word, talking like America, fast, straight up, in headlines, coming through with the big shtick, the aside, the quiet compliment, good cop, bad cop, all in the same breath.
What is he talking about?
Don't ask me. Ask him.
Wouldn't you have cut him off for rambling?
Yeah, they should have just thrown up that Grammy logo.
Story, because it's your story. Frank walks like America. Cocksure.
Cocksure? Whoa.
Oh, he thought he had really said something wild and powerful then.
By now the award melted, I'm sure.
It's 1945, and the U.S. cavalry are trying to get their asses out of Europe.
Ass. He said ass. And cocksure. Hey, Beaver. Cocksure Awards ass.
He said cocksure.
But they never really do. They're part of another kind of invasion. AF4, American Forces Radio. Broadcast.
This is going on way too long.
Yeah, you know, his introduction to Frank was 3 minutes long.
Maybe that's why Frank was acting so retarded. That maybe he thought, well, you're supposed to behave like you're a lunatic. You're supposed to behave woozy. Now I don't blame Frank.
He made as much sense as this.
Just barely.
Sing a music that'll curl the stiff upper lip of England and the rest of the world, paving the way for rock and roll with jazz, Duke Ellington, the big band, Tommy Dorsey, and right out in front, Frank Sinatra. His voice...
Is the guy's name Sinatra?
Yeah. Sinatra.
Sounds like Sinat. Sinatra.
It is a fist, opening at the end of a bar, not on the beat, over it, playing with it, splitting it, like a jazz man.
All of a sudden, like Bono became his wife, became Frank Sinatra's wife.
Yeah.
They did one video together. And suddenly they're joined at the hip. Thank you, Bongo, for the nice speech. I want to thank Bongo and my wife, Barbara. I love you, baby. You still love me? What? I love you twice. I love you twice. God forbid when I'm 80 I win some kind of award.
I can see you doing just this.
Baby, I love you.
You love me, baby.
I love you twice back. Mwah.
There's my girl. Where's my girl?
Where's Bongo? I dig your band, you do.
Miles Davis, turning on the right phrase in the right song, which is where...
And this guy's got some read, this Bono. He's like that Sinead O'Connor. Bono walks like an Irish bozo in 1994. The cavity in his head is as dense as cement. Big dope, bad dope. There's a fist that should be stuffed in his mouth.
He lives, where he lets go, where he reveals himself. His songs are his home, and he lets you in. But you know, to sing like that, you got to have lost a couple of fights.
I think that guys get paid a lot of money who don't make sense. You know, I mean, it's like to be an artist, the less sense you make, the more people appreciate. Like, I make too much sense, so that's why the media hates me. I got a feeling I make total sense. That's my problem. I'm too articulate.
Well, I've often wondered why anybody would ever interview somebody in rock and roll.
To know tenderness and romance.
If I was Frank, I would have come out and slugged Bono for that intro.
Would you shut up?
Hey, shut up. You made me so woozy, I'm not going to make sense now.
Frank, you got to have had your...
Take the friggin' cigarillo out of your mouth.
Heartbroken. People say Frank hasn't talked to the press. They want to know how he is, what's on his mind.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Coming up.
You know, I can't believe the phonies in this business. That's why I can't even go to a Grammy Award show. It makes me sick. Every phony now in the paper. Isn't it terrible what they did to Frank Sinatra? They cut him off. They did this guy the biggest favor of his life. Can you imagine if he kept rambling like that, what he might have said? I mean, how could you disguise anything but the fact that the man was embarrassing himself? It was pathetic. And people were screaming, Gary Shandling's apologizing for this because how dare CBS and the network cut off Frank Sinatra. It was his own people who cut him off. He said, listen, you better kill that camera. Frank's out there walking on the wire and it's about to fall off.
You know, Sinatra's out there more nights than most punk bands.
Cool.
Telling his story through the songs.
Yeah.
Telling and articulating the choice of those songs.
Frank's home is a house with a door and a floor, and he travels by car. He'll drink, he'll pee. His music is music. Each birthday he blows out candles. As Ella Fitzgerald said, I want seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Sinatra. I got to start talking in rhyme. That's my problem. I'm not considered an artist.
Actually, that was better than this.
Was it?
Bono's supposed to be a writer.
Thank you. Nobody steal that. If I ever get to introduce Frank Sinatra, I want to use that. Frank's home is a house with a door and a floor.
I like that.
You do.
Private thoughts on a public address system. Generous. This is the conundrum of Frank.
Conundrum. If you're going to use big words, you better learn how to say them. This is the conundrum.
Did I write this?
Hickory dickory dock.
Sinatra. Left and right brain hardly talking. Boxer and painter. Actor and singer. Lover and father. Bandman and loner. Troubleshooter and troublemaker. The champ who would rather show you his scars than his medals. He may be putty in Barbara's hand.
Putty.
But I'm not going to mess with him. Are you? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to welcome a man heavier than the Empire State, more connected than the Twin Towers, as recognizable as the Statue of Liberty, and living proof that God is a Catholic? Will you welcome the King of New York City, Francis Albert Sinatra?
Oh, boy. Frank was doing so good at the beginning with the crying. That was good.
Yeah,
you know, he was touched. And if they would have just cut him off then. Do you notice can you imagine he had people in the control room ready to tell CBS to cut him off? He even knew.
I don't know. They're denying it now.
No, let me tell you something. Listen, you want to talk turkey here. You want to be a phony like everyone else.
I'm not being a phony.
Frank was doing bad. And let me tell you something. It was a very embarrassing moment. And this CBS did him a favor. And the phonies like Liz Smith writes in the paper, Frank has a right to ramble. He's earned it. It's like, shut up, you cow. You're the woman who used to criticize him until he bought you a lunch. Everyone is so phony. Listen, this guy, he was up there blowing it. We don't let a thing like this go on.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I personally wish he would have gone on for an hour.
See,
I was thoroughly entertained.
I was totally into it.
Of course.
Nothing else was happening.
Yeah. I mean, what was your next choice? See another rap award?
To have somebody come out and give those lame jokes there, right?
Right. This is real, baby. This is the best. You ought to put this for the beginning of the show, Fred. Hey, baby.
That's the best welcome I ever had.
Right, that was good. It was emotional.
Yeah.
Crying.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good night. Shalom. Listen, I don't know if he was drinking. Or do you think he was drunk?
I don't think so.
No?
No. I think this is where Frank is at this point.
Really? Oh, boy.
This is like being in baseball. The bases are loaded, and you're at bat. You don't know what you're going to do.
All right, she's still okay with me. I love that. That was beautiful.
What the hell does that mean?
What? It didn't matter. It was just emotional. He didn't know what to do. He was in a tough situation.
Your grandfather. You give your grandfather a present, he starts to cry.
Yeah, he's making a speech, all right? That was cute. He was doing fine. He was saying, how you don't, there's a lot of pressure on you. Suddenly you're up at bat. There's bases loaded.
He had no idea how he was going to feel at that moment. He's got all choked up.
We think that's what he meant. You don't ask tough questions. I'm still working on Bono's speech. Someone should have cut him off.
I can use this when the wind blows. It won't blow me away anymore with this thing. It's quite beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to see you all. And I hope that we do this again. I'm not leaving you yet, but I hope we do it again from time to time. And I get to see you and get to know some of you.
All right.
Is important to me.
All right, now we're getting a little shaky.
Yeah. We're about to go off here.
All right, but I'm still okay.
Yeah.
Now it's to say thank you and good night.
But
we're
you know
all right.
what it is? I think all this applause, he kept losing his train of thought.
Man, he had something to say. Something was trying to come out. At this point, I'm in the control room. I'm Frank Sinatra's guy. I'm going, all right, look, just get your hand on the button, get ready.
This is more applause than Dean heard in his whole career.
All right. Even though they're laughing, I think they're all nervous at this point.
Already. Yeah. Frank's going off.
Right.
You have to keep one guy in the audience to keep it going all the time,
Now we don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what went on while you were out here. Were there performers on here? On stage?
Yeah, now we're zoning, and now this is where everyone was getting nervous.
This is the best.
Were there performers on stage?
What is this, a show?
Is this a stage? Am I in front of people? What is this? Are those TV cameras? Is this my hair? In the business, you say he's about to get off an exit with no food or lodging.
His train has left the station.
Yeah, and there's no turning back. Is this New York? What goes on this show? Maybe no one briefed him and said, listen, it's an award show, Frank.
Have you heard the Grammys?
The Grammys. You got to understand the history. This guy refused to come on the Grammys as long as the Grammys have been around, they've been trying to get Frank Sinatra. He finally agrees to come on after 30 years. And this is what happened.
You know what, though?
He should have stayed away.
I heard somewhere that he wanted to sing, and they didn't want him to sing. Maybe they told him that no one was performing.
I don't know, but has the man lived on a bubble? I mean, he doesn't know that. He doesn't see that people.
There was a blackout in his dressing room, no monitor.
I mean,
what was the deal?
Or prepare him. All right, you got a minute and a half, Frank. Say what you got to say and get off, or else it'll look bad.
You'll hear some music. It means leave.
Right.
Will it? Good. I just hope you weren't out there drinking all night and didn't ask me to come and join you.
Now everyone's laughing courteously.
This is that nervous kind of, where are we going?
Uh-oh, we're about to go into television history.
Very dry back there.
It's like Jackie making a speech. Very, very dry back there.
Hey!
This is very cryptic. Because Jackie say, hey, Sinatra's a good guy. It's dry. Just like Howard backstage. No champagne.
I can appreciate this kind of speech. Don't cut him off.
Keep him going.
He's making perfect sense.
Now, one guy said, would you like a little nip? Then the girl came by. She said, little water, Mr. Sinatra? Give me a raclette in the I'm looking for my girl. Where's my girl?
Uh-oh. This is my favorite. Where's my girl? Girl's 117 years old.
She must have the notes of what he's
She's holding up the cue card.
Yes, she is. That's my girl. Say hello to Barbara, everybody, please.
She takes care of me. Hey, stay out of Sirianni. Go on.
There she is.
There she is.
That's my girl.
My God.
I love you. You love me? I love you twice.
I love you twice.
Baby.
No, I got to say that to my wife. I love you. You love me? I love you twice.
I don't quite know what to say to you. You know, there was no
kidding.
No discussions about singing a couple of songs. Otherwise, if we had, there would be an orchestra here with me. But apparently, that's not what they wanted tonight, and I'm angry. I'm hyped.
Oh boy.
I'm just happy to be here in the Apple. I love coming back all the time. It's the best city in the whole world.
I love that.
Best R&B vocal performance team.
It's the best. Live television. The way it should be. Listen, they did the guy a favor, and there's no embarrassment there, right? He left and he was fine. No, they had to do that. Listen, and his own people did. Listen, they can't admit it now because Frank will have heads rolling.
Nobody wants to take the blame for this one.
Where's my baby? Where is she? Where is she? What, she left? Oh, she's backing up the Brinks truck to the house in Vegas? Oh, my baby's not here right now.
My baby's counting money.
It's going to be a three-way wrestling match between Tina, Frank Jr., and Barbara. But, you know, it's such nonsense. People saying it was disrespectful. It would have been disrespectful to continue. When someone's having trouble, you cut them off, that's all. You end the problem.
Look, I was having a good time.
Well, listen, we all were. But, you know, I'm discussing it from a different vantage point.
You're taking Frank's side.
Yeah, I'm saying Frank's plenty happy they cut him off. He'd still be going. Yeah, he'd still be going. Hey, what is this? Where am I? What is this, a stage?
I wanted to get to the part where he started repeating himself.
You're cruel. All right, what else is in the news, Robin?
Well, of course, we have this whole gun situation.